Today's tool is called the Snap Ring Plier. So these are Snap Ring Pliers. I have a couple of different examples here. They are designed to remove and install circlips. So this is a circlip. This is an example called a circlip or a C-clip, a snap ring. Those are all different names. You can see there are tiny holes on the ends, or the open end of this C-clip. That is where the Snap Ring Pliers go in, to where you can open and close to remove and install the circlip. Here's an example of where a circlip or a C-clip would be found. So this is an air conditioning compressor. And you can see this is a shaft. There would typically be a bearing here, and then there are cutouts. There's actually two of them, and I'll zoom in just a little bit. You can see at the very top of the shaft there is this little cutout right here, this little groove, and then there's also one down here. This is where the circlip would be found. So as you can see, my clip would go around. I could then take my tool. The tips of the tool fit down into the holes on the circlip, so like that. And then this is called an external circlip. So I can squeeze the tool to open up the circlip like that, and then it would fit right down into that groove, and then it would hold down whatever component needs to be. So let's put the pulley back on and see how that looks. So you can see my circlip is now installed. It is fitting into that groove nice and snug. My pulley, this is actually a coil. My coil is now securely held in place. This is called an external C-clip. It grips around the external, the outside of a shaft. There is also what's called an internal circlip, and that actually expands outward. So to open an external circlip, you see the tool squeezes and then the clips go outside, the little points go outside. To squeeze down on an internal, you can actually, on this specific tool, I can just flip this lever and then they will actually, there they go. And so now when I squeeze, it is grabbing together. So that would grab an internal. So if there is a bearing held down by a circlip, I could go in and then squeeze the circlip and remove it that way. So that's the difference between an internal and an external circlip. So these have a lever. This style, you can see when I squeeze down, this would be grabbing an internal. I can actually remove this thumb screw and then switch the tool around, and now it becomes an external remover. There we go. So now it squeezes outward.